Hello everyone, Wingcap here, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy for the NES. Let's get into the first real dungeon of the game in the Marsh Cave, which is filled with poison enemies. And these a-holes. Seriously, what the heck? These things are scums, and their whole thing is that they basically are pretty much unaffected by weapons because they have like near perfect defense. That was kind of an annoying trait that these old RPGs tended to have, was like this and the original Dragon's Quest had, at the very least, had enemies that forced you to use offensive magic spells because their defense was so good you couldn't pierce them with just your weapons. Though it was kind of different in Dragon Quest 1 because you didn't really have a whole lot of spells. You just had the one offensive spell, and that was it. I once tried to play Dragon in Quest 3 on my Game Boy Color. Once without a guide. But I gave up on that because, again, I get really lost. Or I feel like I'm missing something if I'm not using some sort of walkthrough. The simple fact that I was able to memorize enough about this game to get through it without a guide up all the time is kind of amazing, but then again, I guess it just shows you how much I've played it. You know, it really is annoying that every time one of my party members gets poisoned, that the game just decides to switch them around like that. By the way, speaking of things that this version of the game does, is one thing that I think that I forgot to bring up last video was the fact that now that Zack is going in completely unarmed, as he should, as the black belt, now we're gonna have to deal with this glitch that's associated with the black belt / monk class in the earlier versions of Final Fantasy. It's got fixed in later remakes and stuff, but essentially once the black belt starts going unarmed, there's a glitch that makes it so every time he levels up, the game just forgets that he's wearing any armor at all, and just momentarily resets his stats to if he was completely unequipped with anything. But the simple solution for this, though, is to simply unequip, then re-equip all of the black belt's armor. But it's tedious. You'd think that sort of blatant bug would have been dealt with, but no. Really, it's just like... By the way, I never understood why the PlayStation version of this game has all the same bugs in it. Seriously. That just didn't make sense to me at all. Oh, because you've remade this game on essentially better hardware, so why wouldn't you, try to fix that kind of stuff? Up at least. They went in and added an easy mode and gave the thing an all-new translation, all-new graphics, and all-new music, too, but no. Oh, they decided to save fixing the actual programming errors until Dawn of Souls. or the half of the game that doesn't work, does work now, so I don't know. It's weird. Maybe I'll understand better when I one day get into the video game development business myself, but yeah. That's still a long ways away from now. Oh, critical hit. Nice. At least saves me some magic. Unfortunately, we were still poisoned. I've also recently thought about doing a side LP in conjunction with this one. I kind of want to get this first one finished before I start anything up new, but my younger sister has suggested that maybe some people won't find Final Fantasy 1 that interesting, so maybe I could do another game on the side. And I thought, you know, some YouTubers have done that before. So, yeah, maybe. I do have one game in mind for my next LP, and that's certainly more action-based, so a bit more comedy might come from the fact that I'll be dying a lot. But, yeah, like I said, I'm kind of nervous about doing such a thing because this is my first LP. And I want to finish this candy bar before I open up a new one. I don't know. Maybe I'll start up a side LP, but I want to get a bit further into this game first, at least. This game is long, and I'm only at like the Marsh Cave part. There's still like a ton of dungeons left, and a ton of other stuff left too. It's just weird. It's gonna take me a while at this rate. Hopefully I won't take forever with this. Alright. Okay. Yeah. Some of these dungeons can be a bit long. Of course, this is actually kind of a short game in comparison. I mean, short dungeon in comparison to the rest of them. I need to start planning ahead for this kind of stuff. Maybe one day I'll do a Pokemon LP, but I haven't really finished many Pokemon games, to be honest. Like, the only one I can think of that I've actually beat, the only ones that I can actually think of that I've beaten before are, like, Alpha Sapphire and the original Pokemon Blue. So, yeah, not that much. I'm gonna use a cabin. I think cabins restore MP. Okay, no, they do not. Well, crap. You know, I'm just gonna gun for the rest of the dungeon. Not these guys again. You know what? I'm just gonna run from them at this point because I don't have that much MP. And I need to save at least some for, like, a battle that's coming up. I'm not gonna spoil what it is just yet, but you'll see. You'll see what it is. Actually. There. And there. Ugh. Creeps and crawls are disgusting looking in this game. Really, the sprites are kind of weird in the NES version of Final Fantasy. Like, for instance, imps. I now know what they're supposed to be drawn as, but usually when I see the NES sprites for the imps in this game, all I see is, like, little monsters with Triceratops faces. I don't know, it's weird. Kind of reminds me of how, like, there's this hospital near, where I live. I'm not gonna tell you what the name of it is for obvious reasons, but basically, the idea is that, this hospital has a logo that's like a tree in a circle, sort of insignia. And for the longest time, my sister just saw it as an alien head. And I'm like, no, it's a tree. And she was actually, like, oh. And then we just both laughed because, like, she didn't see it as what it really was, and it was weird. It was obvious to me, too, you know. I sort of have a thing about seeing things in a certain way. Like, I guess that's why I'm good at stuff like jigsaw puzzles or stuff, once I've been given time to put some thought into them. Only thing is, though, I'm not good at certain puzzles, like Rubik's Cubes, for instance. Good gosh. Like, I remember when I was in, like, middle school, or, I don't know, some form of grade school, like, years ago. Oh, I just remember being amazed that one of my classmates was able to solve this Rubik's Cube that I kept bringing in and solving like lightning quick before class, just so easily. And I'm like, how did you do that? He kept telling me it was because he had memorized the directions, because they give you directions on how to get certain panels to certain spots on the cube. And I tried the same thing. Yeah, still couldn't figure it out. I just suck at Rubik's Cubes. But, yeah. It's weird. Okay, jigsaw puzzles I can do. Sliding puzzles, well, it's a bit more work, but I can still, like, solve easier ones pretty well. And then you get stuff like Rubik's Cubes, and it's just a crapshoot for me. It's like in Professor Layton, I tried playing Professor Layton, the first one, and the ones that would always stump me were like the word problems, the brain teasers, where the answer, it's obvious if you think about it enough. But otherwise, you know, I don't know. Oh, looks like the clip's going on a bit long. I'm gonna end it here and just finish the dungeon in the next video. So until next time, guys, as always, leave comments and feedback below, suggesting ways I might improve myself. Also tell your friends about me, and as always, stay cappy, my friends. Stay cappy.